Fela Anikulapo Kuti was not just a musician. He was a movement, a rebel, a fearless voice for millions of Africans who were silenced by fear, corruption, and injustice. He was born in 1938 in Abeokuta, Nigeria, into a family already deeply rooted in resistance and education. His father, Reverend Israel Ransom Kuti, was a respected teacher and church minister who believed strongly in discipline, learning, and moral strength. His mother, Funmilayo Ransom Kuti, was one of Nigeria's boldest women's rights activists and anti-colonial leaders. She fought tirelessly against unfair taxes, oppressive laws, and foreign rule. From his earliest days, Fela was surrounded by courage, rebellion, and the hunger for freedom. As a young man, Fela was sent to London to study medicine, but destiny had other plans. Instead of becoming a doctor, he followed his passion for music. He studied trumpet and composition and spent years sharpening his sound. But everything truly changed in the late 1960s when he traveled to the United States. There, he encountered the Black Power movement, civil rights struggles, and revolutionary African-American thinkers. That experience opened his eyes. He realized that music could be more than entertainment. It could be a weapon. When Fela returned to Nigeria, his sound was no longer the same. He created Afrobeat, a powerful fusion of traditional African rhythms, jazz, funk, and deep political storytelling. But Afrobeat was not just for dancing. It was meant to wake people up. His lyrics attacked corruption, military brutality, colonial mentality, and social injustice. At a time when silence was survival, Fela chose to speak. His music became dangerous to those in power. Songs like Zombie, Sorrow, Tears and Blood, Coffin for Head of State, and Expensive Shit boldly exposed the cruelty of military regimes, police violence, and political hypocrisy. His performances were electric, raw, and fearless. His nightclub, the Africa Shrine, became a sanctuary for free expression, while his home, the Kalakuta Republic, stood as a symbol of cultural independence and defiance. But courage always attracts punishment. Fela was arrested more than 200 times. He was beaten, jailed, humiliated, and tortured. Yet, every time he was released, he returned stronger, louder, and angrier. In 1977, the government launched a brutal military attack on Kalakuta Republic. Soldiers burned it to the ground, destroyed his instruments, assaulted his followers, and threw his elderly mother, Funmilayo, from a window. She later died from her injuries. That moment shattered Fela's heart, but it did not silence him. Instead, he turned his grief into one of the most powerful protest albums in African history. He carried his mother's coffin to the military headquarters, delivering it as a symbol of accusation. Through music, Fela transformed personal tragedy into national resistance. The legacy of rebellion did not belong to Fela alone. The entire Kuti family became symbols of courage. His brother, Beko Ransom Kuti, was a fearless human rights activist who challenged military oppression and endured imprisonment for speaking the truth. His sons, Femi Kuti and Seun Kuti, inherited his fire and carried Afrobeat to the global stage, continuing the fight against injustice through sound and culture. Today, the Kuti family name remains a symbol of resistance, integrity, and African pride. In 1997, Fela Anikulapo Kuti passed away. Over 1 million people filled the streets of Lagos to mourn him, but his death did not end his movement. Instead, it amplified it. Around the world, a new generation discovered his music. Afrobeat began shaping global culture, influencing artists like Burna Boy, Wizkid, Davido, Beyoncé, Kendrick Lamar, and many others. His revolutionary rhythms became the foundation of modern African sound, while his fearless message continued to inspire activism, awareness, and pride. Fela's voice crossed generations, borders, and languages. His spirit lived on in every drumbeat, every protest lyric, and every young African who dared to question authority. In 2026, nearly 3 decades after his passing, the world finally gave Fela the highest recognition he deserved. The Grammy Awards honored Fela Anikulapo Kuti with a posthumous Lifetime Achievement Award, recognizing his unmatched contribution to music, culture, and social justice. It was not just an award, it was history correcting itself. It was global acknowledgement that his voice had changed the world. Fela once said, "Music is a weapon." And he proved it. He showed that rhythm could challenge tyranny, that lyrics could expose lies, that melody could awaken sleeping minds, and that courage, when wrapped in sound, could shake entire nations. Today, as corruption, injustice, and inequality still exist across the world, Fela's message remains as powerful as ever. His music reminds us that silence supports oppression, fear protects injustice, but courage can rewrite history. Fela Anikulapo Kuti lived as a warrior, died as a legend, and remains immortal as the conscience of Africa. Because as long as injustice exists, Fela's music will never die. Thank you for watching Behind the Bubbles. Like, share, subscribe for more insightful and educational African history.